Louisiana-bred racing champion and prolific sire Mr. Jess Perry is an inductee of the LQHBA Hall of Fame of 2019. This coming on the same year he was inducted into the AQHA Hall of Fame as well. Mr. Jess Perry was bred in the state of Louisiana by Jesse Perry, the father of LQHBA Hall of Fame member Laverne Perry.
My grandfather wanted a broodmare, and so my father found Scoopy Finn for him, and that was his first racing broodmare. They mated her to Streakin' La Jolla, which produced Mr. Jess Perry. My grandfather, Jesse Perry, passed away shortly, maybe a year after the foal was born, so he didn't get to see his career. And so my dad thought it was the best foal he had ever raised, conformationally, just the entire package. So in honor of my grandfather, he named him after him.
The Streakin' La Jolla colt was offered up for sale at auction at the LQHBA yearling sale in his yearling year, and he caught the eye of trainer John Brazo, who was asked by Mr. Elliott Clark to find him a decently priced youngster at a good price to make into a racehorse.
He was well made, real balanced, and he had the eye of a racehorse. And he looked like a gentleman, and he was. I mean, Jesse was the easiest horse to handle for a stud that I'd ever been around.
My father went to the Louisiana Quarter Horse Breeders' Sale, and he purchased Jess Perry for $15,500.
Once the horse was in training, the trainer could tell he had a racehorse on his hands.
It was at Toomey Downs the first time I ever worked him, just by himself. I could see he was on his way to be a racehorse if he got any better, and I could see he was going to. And then the second time we worked him, I worked him with D.D. Guidry had a Rockets Magic that he had give $19,000 that year in the sale for, and they said he could really run. I said, I don't care. I said, stand by that fence, I'm gonna show you a racehorse. It wasn't even a work. R.W. had both feet in the dash and he was beating him a length. Then I knew, and Elliott Clark was there, and he was wearing a little derby hat. He'd take that derby hat off and he'd say, "Ooh, you make me proud, my heart is beating fast."
Mr. Jess Perry's 2-year-old campaign has become one of legend in Louisiana. He was victorious in the Grade 3 Laddie Futurity at Delta, and then went on to win the Grade 1 LQHBA Sales Futurity, and that was before a win in the Texas Classic Futurity, a Grade 1 event at Sam Houston Race Park, with a winner's circle turnout that resembled a swarm of bees as fans, family, and connections converged on the Streakin' La Jolla colt right after the win, and then capped off the 2-year-old year with a victory in the Grade 2 Louisiana Champions Day Juvenile at the fairgrounds. At the end of the year, Mr. Jess Perry was named AQHA Racing Champion 2-year-old and Champion 2-year-old Colt. After his 3-year-old campaign began in Oklahoma, the 2-year-old champion was moved to the barn of former AQHA World Champion trainer Kenny Roberts.
As a 2-year-old, John did a super job with him, a real super job. I ended up with him as a 3-year-old, and I think I run a few good races with him.
Mark Stone's Fortune Ditty, smash him easily to the inside, Dia Disco, the Incredible Dash. Also there, it's anybody's race midway. Mr. Jess Perry is the leader. Mr. Jess Perry on the outside, smash him easily next to second. On the inside, the Incredible Dash. With the lead, Mr. Jess Perry. It's Mr. Jess Perry from start to finish to win the Texas Classic Derby by
This horse was just amazing to watch this horse run. He was amazing. I had horses run against him as a 2-year-old, and I thought I could beat him. I had a chance to beat him, and he really dominated us.
After he retired from racing, we stood him stud at Rick Booty's place in Alexandria, Louisiana, which was next door to Laverne Perry's house. He recommended us to go there, and he stood, I can't remember how many horses he stood, but we actually went back to racing in California, and I think at the fairgrounds, and then after that is when he really stood stud. And his first crop was, they qualified for the fraternities. I think we had 6 in the Lassie and 4 in the Laddie. So after the first crop fell out, it was all business from there.
Mr. Jess Perry closed out his racing career with a record of 12 wins from 21 starts and earnings of over $687,000. He was a multiple Grade 1 winning 2-year-old world champion on the racetrack and one of the finest Louisiana-bred quarter horses in the sport that has ever been seen. But it was in the breeding shed where Mr. Jess Perry became a living legend. Mr. Jess Perry stood the first 2 breeding seasons in Louisiana with tremendous results. Those results and his pedigree caught the eye of prominent breeders of racing quarter horses at the 4 Sixes Ranch.
You know, that particular year, I realized that we needed to add a stallion to our stallion battery at the ranch. What caught my eye was this horse in Louisiana that was his offspring were breaking track records. Well, they were breaking his track records when he ran, you know, and in many cases, horses in those races were running, sired by Mr. Jess Perry, were running first, second. They weren't just winning; they were running 1, 2, 3, and that was just really impressive to me. And he was just a total outcross at the time for the Dash for Cash bloodline. You know, at that time there were still daughters of Dash for Cash, and then we had all these first down Dash daughters. I made the decision, when I get a chance, I'm gonna pursue this horse, you know, and it wasn't, you know, till July that I got that chance, and kind of the rest is history.
And Mr. Jess Perry's sire career was nothing short of historic. The famed stallion was syndicated in 1999 and stood at the 4 Sixes Ranch in Guthrie, Texas until his death in 2017 at the age of 25. Mr. Jess Perry is the sire of world champion and millionaire Apolitical Jess and 6 other champions. He is the sire of millionaires One Famous Eagle, Nakoni, Matabari, and All-American Futurity winner Mr. Piloto. He has become the sire of sires, and his daughters are leading producers. Mr. Jess Perry's son, One Famous Eagle, sired world champion One Dashing Eagle from his first crop. Mr. Jess Perry stands third on the all-time list of sires behind only First Down Dash and Corona Cartel. He has sired at least 142 stakes winners, including 86 graded stakes winners, with earnings of over $52 million.
I don't know of any other stallion, particularly in the racing quarter horse business, that has become not only a sire of sires to the degree he has, and also has been a leading broodmare sire for as long as he has.
I think what he put on the quarter horse world is as good as First Down Dash. His daughters produce, his sons produce. And when they were standing in Louisiana for 1,500, I told one of my owners to get all the mares you can, go breed to them for that. Best horse I ever put my hands on. The best, most honest horse I ever seen run. I mean, every time they'd pull a latch, he was gone.
You know, it's taken so many people throughout this horse's career in every stage of it to put him into the Hall of Fame, and so we're very proud to carry the name for him, though.
Well, it was like a dream come true. It was basically every quarter horse person's dream. Jockey, trainer, owner, everybody wanted to own a horse like that, train a horse like that, and ride a horse like that. And Jess Perry just was outstanding. I mean, he took my family to different places that we had never traveled before, and we had a lot of fun on the road and everything. Yeah, Mr. Jess Perry, he's a once-in-a-lifetime horse. I mean, every quarter horse person's dream. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better horse. Outstanding, perfect horse.
You don't get this kind of horse anytime. I mean, people, you know, we train horses and we breed horses, and this horse was like, he was a natural. He was just a natural, you know, and people dream for a horse like him. Mr. Jess Perry, I think he's one of the greatest.
The LQHBA is proud to announce one of the newest members of the Louisiana Quarter Horse Breeders Association's Hall of Fame, the legendary runner and the legendary sire, Mr. Jess Perry.